All right, there we go. So we're going to talk about a couple of different products now from a different angle. The first demonstration was about tile and stone products. These are in the floor covering side of things. We're going to talk about a high flow leveler that flattens and flows across the floor, making your job pouring self-leveler as the installer a heck of a lot easier and ensuring that you get better results with it, especially like in tight areas where I have to bucket pour instead of being able to use a pump or a larger scale operation. When I can bucket pour, it flows out into the closets and around little corners and things like that. Really, really good. The other thing we're going to talk about is kind of controversial, but it's being done in Europe, is a system for putting luxury vinyl tile in showers. That's right, I said it out loud. In showers. So we're going to talk about that right there. And again, we're going to point a color change that we made while we were sitting at home doing nothing, because we heard feedback from our installers, the installers out there, that maybe the color needed to be altered a little bit. So we'll discuss all of that. Before we get too far into that, let me introduce the demo team, because this is important. These are the people that help do these demonstrations, but more importantly, it's good that you understand where they come from. So this is Mike DeMello. Mike is from Arizona, and he's in the technical service department. Next is Scott Benavant. Scott's in sales out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Dario's in sales out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Mackenzie's hiding over there. She's your sales rep from Las Vegas. I'm in technical. So what we have is a blend. It's really important to understand that the products that we make, A, are sellable, but B, are technically sound. We're not just making products to make products. There's a reason for them. The industry needs them. They meet industry standards. And by marrying technical and sales together, it helps push the product along. So we're going to do a little contest here. Right now, Mackenzie, would you please come up here? I need you to hold this down. I'll hold this one down. You guys pour into it. Go ahead, pour it all. So this is my standard leveler, the one that I'm holding right here. That is the new high flow leveler over there. They were both mixed according to their proper water ratios, which, by the way, with self-leveler, you cannot mess around with water ratios. All right. On the count of three, Mackenzie, we're going to lift them up, straight up by the handle. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you'll notice how much faster and that is flowing out. It's filling in and it's meeting the gaps over there. What that is that makes your job easier. There's less working of the product, less with the gauge rake, less with the smoother. I'm ensuring that I get it. This might not even make it to the edge up front here. This is already filling in the corners and everything. So I know it looks kind of subtle, right? But it's huge when you come to larger jobs, and it's huge when it comes to workability. As installers, if you've had to do this, you hate a product that's too thick and that you've got to work it too much. You don't have that much time. The longer you're on top of that with a gauge rake, the faster it's getting away from you. You need to have the next bucket poured or have the next product out on the floor. Mike is going ahead and skim coating with our new skim coat. What's the name of it? Planiprep PSC. Now, up to 15 pounds or 99 in moisture readings. Now, it's not going to stop the moisture. It's not going to break down under those conditions. And that's important because especially under a wood floor that maybe has a moisture mitigation system or something that has a moisture mitigation system, a vinyl floor that's waterproof, that's not going to get damaged by moisture, then if the adhesive or if the patch underneath it is, what's the sense? It's going to blow up. This right here is not going to break down. I promised you a color change. This is PMB. PMB is a single component moisture barrier that you roll on that they used to be strictly just for wood floors. We can now use this for vinyl, correct? Right, it's got to be a 2-coat application. All right. PMB, you would roll it on 100%, long as there's not standing water, and then you could go ahead with a polyurethane adhesive or a modified silane adhesive and glue down a wood floor on top. Problem is, what color is it? It's clear. And it was hard to see, like on job sites that weren't well lit. Again, I'm back to not well lit job sites, which all of them are that way. So we wanted to make sure, because if you're counting on something to be the moisture barrier and you miss one spot, guess what? You no longer have a moisture barrier, you have a geyser, because now all of that moisture and pressure is going to be coming through there. So what did we do? We added some red pigment to it. Now, this is it. Now, there's no chance of you missing or not understanding that you've got it down on the floor. So these seem to be really subtle, but it's us listening to the field, us listening to installers and telling us what they're looking for and what they need. And this is just something that was a real easy fix for us right here. Just added some red dye to it. So this is PMB. It's now going to come in red. And if you guys see it that way, don't freak out. Nothing has changed. Chemically, nothing has changed. Just a pigment was added to this. All right? And then the last thing I want to talk to you about, Ultrabond ECO MS for LVT. That's this right here. In Europe, there's a huge trend right now where they're taking LVT and they're putting it in showers. Well, why am I going to do that? Where am I going to do that? Who's going to be okay with that? Certain housing developments, college dorms, rental properties, cruise ships, luxury ships, where I can do this whole system in one day. I have a shower. I have an empty vessel that cannot hold water if I take a shower, and in one day I can do the whole system and have a waterproofed vinyl shower system. So it starts with this right here. This right here is an acrylic-based patch that I'm going to skim coat the surface with. If I have existing ceramic tile, I'm going to go ahead and skim coat the surface with it. I put it on there, let it dry for about 2 or 3 hours. I come back with a sander. I sand it smooth. Now I'm filling in any of those little whoopties where the grout joints used to be, or if I'm going directly over concrete, I'm filling all of that in. I sand it smooth. Then I come back with a moisture-proof adhesive, single component. That's a modified silane. I set my tile on top of it, and then on top of the tile, I go ahead and I put a non-slip waterproof system on top of that. This is being done all over Europe right now, and like it or not, here in the United States, it's coming, whether we like it or not. And there are plenty of opportunities. Where the confusion comes in is that in certain areas, certain trades aren't going to let you do certain things. So we'll see. That's probably the best way to explain it. But I will tell you, I have done lots of experiments with this at our labs, and we have a facility where we do hands-on experiments, and the system works great. Are there any questions? Once again, I've stunned you into silence. This is a rare moment. If I could do this at home, it would be so... No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. My wife's not here, so I can say that right now. No, listen, guys, it's really good to see you. It's really good to be here doing this. It's been quite a minute since I was able to do this. It's really good to have these guys behind me doing this, because you're only as good as the team you're surrounded with. Anybody that runs a crew, anybody that runs a company, or anybody that works with people understands that completely. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. I'm surrounded by greatness. This can't help but be good. These are good products. We make a plethora of them. If you're, look for your vendor. If your vendor's not here, stop on by our booth. Maybe we can help you out. If you're currently using MAPEI products, thank you very much. We appreciate your business. If you're not using our products, maybe you should give us a try. Just saying. We make good products. We've been doing this for over 80 years. This is not something new. This is something we've been doing globally for over 80 years. That research and development that we put in and that we've taken from different parts of the world apply here to the United States. In cold climates, we understand how to do that because we have facilities in Norway, in Sweden, in Russia. In hot climates, we have facilities in Saudi Arabia, Africa. We have facilities all over the globe that mimic the climates that we have here, so we understand. And by the way, I don't make a cold climate mortar or a hot climate mortar. All of my products need to work in all of those things, or else how do I guarantee it's not going to, where's that line at? Where's it too hot or too cold? And one last thing, all of my products come in 4 languages: English, Spanish, French, and man pictures, because we know you guys won't read any of those other 3 damn languages, but you will look at the little pictures on the back of the bag. So look at the back of the bag, find out how much water you need to mix with it, and measure your water. Does anybody cook? You measure your water. You measure it. If you're going to eyeball it, you're going to give up your right to have a warranty if you do that. It's designed by people that are smarter than us to work with that much water. Measure it. And on that note, go make lots of money. Have a good day. Thank you for coming, and it's good to see your face. See ya.